I've seen quite a few posts on social media lately about the art of listening. As a speaker, that's so important to be able to listen to our audience. Now, you might be thinking, what is she talking about? I'm the speaker. How am I going to listen to my audience? Well, it's about reading the clues your audience is giving you. Most of the time, these are facial clues. So if you look around the room and see people, maybe they're a bit distracted, maybe they're looking at their phone, which is, I think, incredibly rude when people do that, but I know it happens. And so if you see many people doing that, many people with a blank stare, many people with just a very serious face, that might mean you've lost your audience. So it's a great opportunity to check in and say something like, "So I see a lot of thoughtful faces out there. Let me check in and see if I need to clarify something. Let me check in and see if maybe you have a question, or I might be confusing you with the information I'm sharing." Somehow create for yourself a question to ask if you think you've lost your audience. Now, the other thing to remember is people have different listening faces. Many times people are very serious when they listen, and so they're not going to smile. And many times, again, people are looking down at their mobile device. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. So checking in with your audience can be a great idea, yet assuming that they're not listening to you or assuming they're distracted can be a mistake as well. When I'm speaking live to an audience, I typically pick out 2 or 3 what I call friendly faces, people who I've made eye contact with at the very beginning and who've given me a smile or a nod. And one is at the back of the room, one is on the right side, one is on the left side, so I can look around the room when I'm in person. Now, when we're on Zoom or any other virtual platform, that can be a little bit more difficult. So using the chat feature can be a great tool to have engagement and get people involved. So dropping questions in. If I'm conducting a Zoom meeting with more than one person, I often have a colleague help me with that because I found it's particularly challenging to present and monitor the chat at the same time. I have a tendency to get real distracted. Listening is an important art, especially as a speaker. So practice listening to your audience by looking at the visual cues, engaging them in questions, both rhetorical and when you expect an answer. If you're in a smaller room, it can be very easy to have people answer the question in person. If you're in an auditorium with hundreds or thousands of people, well, then you've got to have mics set up and other things so people can hear the audience interaction. It is very doable, and you've seen the pros do it, but it takes practice. My whole point today is encouraging you to think about how are you going to check engagement with your audience? How are you going to check that they're listening? No, that you are listening to them. And what are you going to do about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please post them below the video. And of course, if you know someone that could benefit, feel free to share this and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already so you can get my weekly updates.